This video is brought to you by Paperlike.
So as you may or probably know, alongside the new redesigned iPad Air, Apple also refreshed their baseline iPad with the newest being the 8th gen, which I have right here. And it's basically the same tablet compared to the 7th gen. The only new thing in here is the A12, but that is a substantial new update, I would say, especially for people who are looking to get into the Apple ecosystem and the realm of iPads. So in this video, I thought I would give you 8 reasons. I can count 8 reasons why you should consider this tablet this holiday season or, during its lifespan. But before we continue, of course, leave a like if you want to, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, and of course, if you are subscribed, be sure to click the bell icon so you don't miss any of my latest content. Reason number 1, despite the fact that this tablet has a design as old as some first and second graders at this point, it still screams quality, has a premium look and feel in the hand, and that's where I can give Apple credit. Although this is their cheapest tablet, they are not skimping here. This thing is crafted out of aluminum and glass and is reminiscent of pretty much any product in their lineup, regardless of how expensive that product might be. Know that if you are entering the Apple ecosystem, even with the cheapest tablet on the market, you're still going to get that Apple quality, even though this tablet is a bit thicker and chunkier than the others in their lineup. Reason number 2, this device has a headphone jack. This might be the last new iPad that has one, actually. It and the iPad mini are the only ones left with them. The rest of Apple's lineup, the iPad Air, the new one, and now the iPad Pros don't have them. So if you want wired headphones or a wired audio solution without a USB Type-C adapter, or if your budget constrains you, if you need to spend money on something, obviously spend that on a tablet and not accessories, then this is going to be a nice thing to have. So keep that in mind. Reason number 3, despite the fact that this iPad obviously doesn't pack the best display in the iPad lineup, it's big, bright, beautiful, and vibrant, and great for work and play. I really did enjoy my time with the 7th gen, which has an identical screen to this tablet, and yeah, it's good enough for most users, especially at this price point, $329 or cheaper, depending on when you buy it and what deal you get with it. And yeah, I think most people will be just fine with this for even some higher end tasks like gaming and note-taking. The air gap is there, but it's not that big of a deal. Once you get used to it, you just don't really notice it. And although having a laminated display is nice, it might not be worth the extra money to use. So yeah, in a nutshell, while this display might not be the best, it is more than adequate for you and for me as well. And keep in mind, I have access to all the iPads, budget and higher end. Reason number 4, your accessory situation for this tablet is really great for 2 subcategories or reasons. Number 1, there is a plethora of first and third party accessories for this tablet, most notably the Apple Pencil, which is a must buy if you are getting into some digital drawing or note taking. I highly recommend this, even though it does cost like a third or a little bit more than a third of this tablet. But I will say the fact that this tablet is cheaper allows you to buy accessories more readily. And that's like my second subcategory, with this tablet being lower cost and also high powered, which we'll talk about, you can afford to buy, for example, a smart keyboard, which goes for, I believe, like $150, but it adds so much functionality to your iPad, especially if you are doing, schoolwork and stuff like that. So I'll snap this on here, and it attaches magnetically, if you didn't already know, via the smart connector, which is on the side. No charging, nothing. It's, no latency, no Bluetooth. And there you go, you have a full-sized-ish keyboard, and you can get to typing for, if you're doing schoolwork or casual writing. And yeah, you can add so much functionality with these great accessories. One great accessory that I have to mention here is the Logitech Combo Touch. It goes for $150, and with that you get a trackpad. So you can have a, somewhat of a laptop experience with this tablet. It's a great alternative to like a Chromebook or maybe even a cheaper Windows laptop. And of course, it functions as a tablet when you want it to. And I made a whole review of that case, and I'll leave that in the video description. But yeah, with the cost of this tablet and the accessories available, you get a very customizable setup. And speaking of iPad accessories, of course, this video wouldn't be complete without a message from today's video sponsor, Paperlike. And as I continue to tell you, they make these incredible screen protectors for iPad in general. I have one installed here on my daily driver iPad Pro, and if I can unlock it here real quick, I can show you notes that I was taking the other day in my accounting class. This is a review for a quiz that I was doing. And yeah, this screen protector emulates the surface of paper, which makes writing things down feel like I'm using a composition notebook, which is what I had been using throughout high school school and grade school, and I love that feeling. It makes me more engaged, it makes me want to take notes more, and I don't find my Apple Pencil like slipping across a glass display. So it is a great accessory to buy for your iPad 8th gen or really any iPad that you might own. So I highly recommend you do check out my link in the video description if you are interested. Reason number 5, as I may have mentioned in the intro, although this tablet is pretty much identical in every way to the last gen, 7th gen, it has been blessed with newer Apple Silicon, the A12 up from the A10, and this means that you get better multi-core and single-core performance, and right now I'm talking about single-core performance. Although the gains are more substantial than significant, you do notice that things are just a bit more snappy, actually a lot more snappy. Animations are definitely smoother, apps open more quickly, significantly more quickly in some cases. And yeah, fluidity has definitely increased with this tablet. It's going to be as fast as the current gen iPad mini and the last gen iPad Air 3, so keep that in mind. This tablet, just overall in everyday tasks, just feels faster than the previous generation. But now to talk about multi-core scores here, reason number 6, you can more comfortably do creative work or really any work that involves, CPU intensive tasks with this tablet now that it has the A12 inside. Once again, the multi-core scores are significantly better, almost doubled compared to that of the A10 found in the 7th gen. So when it comes to rendering generally in terms of doing photo editing and video editing and anything, once again, that involves rendering, it's going to be a smoother, faster experience with this tablet. And if you are relying on this device for work, the faster you can do things, the better. Time is money, especially if you are, for example, rendering a very long video. You are probably going to see some gains here. Even though in my performance test, I didn't see too much of a difference with LumaFusion, I anticipate that that app will be better optimized for the 8th gen iPad and that we will see better render times with that app, if not other apps as well. There have been some demos done, and the CPU and GPU performance with the iPad 8th gen is definitely way more impressive than that of the 7th gen, so that is also something to keep in mind if you want to do any sort of creative work or work in general that is CPU demanding with this tablet. Know that you can better do it now that they have implemented better Apple Silicon. And on a similar note, reason number 7, this tablet is great for gaming. Way better, I would even say. Although I'd enjoyed my time with the iPad 7th gen playing games like Minecraft and Call of Duty Mobile, it is definitely smoother on here as well. Just like the overall UI experience, animations, or just gameplay, the FPS count is just higher. And it makes sense because Apple made a big deal about talking about how the A12 has double the GPU performance compared to the 7th gen, and it definitely does, if not a bit more, especially if you look at Antutu benchmarks. So yeah, gaming with this tablet is definitely a treat, and if you want to buy this for your son or daughter, or even for yourself to do some tablet gaming, then definitely do so. It's going to be a very enjoyable and, once again, smooth experience. And finally, reason number 8, this device is priced very well, and the price is only going to go down once you get discounts at Best Buy and Amazon. I saw the 7th gen going for $249, so the same thing should probably happen here. And for that price, and even for $329, the software and hardware package here is very decent. Once again, the display is more than adequate. The silicon inside is great, even for some higher end tasks, and overall, the build quality is premium despite the fact that it hasn't changed for a while. So yeah, the iPad 8th gen is definitely a great value, especially with this newer chip inside. I highly recommend you pick this up for your first iPad. You won't regret it. It might get you to buy an iPad Air maybe down the line, or maybe even an iPad Pro, and I just think it's a great overall product for any demographic, for people who are, once again, doing more intensive stuff like gaming and video editing, and it's also great for, older people or your parents or whatever. My grandma has a 6th gen, which is, of course, kind of similar to this, and she loves it, and she uses it to do her email and Scrabble and web surf. I mean, it's a very versatile device. And again, the fact that it only sells for $329, and of course lower depending on what kind of discount you get, is just phenomenal, I think. And that about wraps things up here. I hope this video was helpful. Once again, I'd appreciate it if you leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe for more content like this. And as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.